Good morning, good morning. I'm trying to get myself together so I can get the other dogs out and do some live feeds with them running. Boy, I ain't feeling good. It's all good though. I'm gonna get it together, go in the house and drink some coffee, and then get a live of them. Boy, she got a whole lot of weight to pick back up. Them puppies ate every ounce of fat out of her body. Which she ain't had much to begin with. Y'all can't tell me that bitch don't got a pretty bounce to her. Structurally and conformationally sound, temperament, everything. What's tripping me out is my son be like, "Hey man, Sean, I'm coming in," and she just look at him and then play, lay her head back down and go on in there. She don't care. She don't care. She know he ain't gonna harm her babies. That's a sound dog right there. But then one of my homeboys came through for a second yesterday, and I didn't feel like stepping out front, so I told him to step in, and he didn't even leave my little entryway area. Boy, she flipped out. I said, "Oh yeah, that's a good bitch right there. That's a real good bitch right there." She feels so much better. Oh, come on, mama. Don't trust these people. You gotta use the bathroom. Use it in my yard. Come on. Yeah, so my personal page, I opened it back up some. What I mean by that is I relaxed my privacy settings. Yeah, I locked that thing up. I kicked over 200 people out, and I locked that thing up, and I got to talking big shit, and just to see if I still had any of them on there. I ain't get reported not one time. Isn't that amazing, y'all? So yeah, I opened it up because a few people who said, "Man, I tried to contact you. Man, I couldn't contact you. I had to go all the way through your lady." So I opened it back up for them. Y'all want to see something? Get Come on, girl. Come here. Let's see. Bitch still can move. What's up, cuzzo? You coming out this way today? If you coming out this way today, let me know and I'll go get you a copy of the contract. You one of the people that's gonna get a pup. You already know that. And boy, we got some nice puppies there, boy. Boy, do we got some nice puppies here. I'm talking about some nice puppies. Come on, sir. I'm talking about some nice joints. Look at them joints. Them some nice little fat jokers right there. Fat jokers. More power to you, bro, because I ain't doing no running today. I got the head cold. No. More power to you. I'm going to do some leg workouts by walking these other 3 dogs in a few minutes. I'm about to give me some coffee right now. But since we already on here, and she's eating a good amount, any questions about these puppies? Late last night, as many of y'all probably saw, a brother dropped a picture out there, and a brother dropped, a little information out there about the puppies. I think what's frustrating a lot of people is I don't do things in other people's timing. I don't get too hyped. I don't get too rushed to do things in other people's timing. For some odd reason, every time I do things at my timing, in my timing, it always works out for my good. And that's what I need to make sure happens here. I need to make sure it all works out for my good. I see that shit, man. My eyes all puffy and shit. I don't like this, man. I was so tired last night. I thought I made some coffee. Empty coffee filter, ran the water. Yeah, so good morning. Today will be day 3 that we're going to do early neurological stimulation. And we're going to do it every night for the appropriate amount of time. Around the same time. Do you have to rotate them since so many to make sure everyone? Nah, I don't. That's part of the craziness with it. Because I figured I was going to have to rotate. I figured I was going to have to bottle feed. And I don't, man. Like, that bitch is doing her damn thing, man. Like, she keeps them all fed. And I'm going to start doing, I already started, but I'm going to continue to do daily weight check. We had one puppy on the first day of early neurological stimulation. It seemed like he only gained 8 ounces, right? Because I do chart everything. And then last night I was like, I'm not gonna weigh the puppies again. But as I was picking up doing early neurological stimulation, I can tell that they all still picked up a little bit of weight. Let me get this running, and I'll go get my laptop so you can see this. I know a lot of y'all like looking at how I do forms. In my inbox. I don't know. I have to look at it in a minute. I can get my laptop open. But that was one of my biggest concerns. Is like, damn, is she gonna be able to do it? And as long as I keep her fed and keep, you know, good food in there, she's eating about 3 times a day right now. As long as she eats and continues to produce milk, they're doing very good. She actually has enough nipples for every single puppy to get on if they all wanted to nurse at one time, which is freaking awesome. And I did notice that 2 of her teats, they aren't filling up with milk like I would like. I noticed that a couple of puppies started nursing on those 2 front ones, and they are getting a little swole. You know, they're starting to produce. But it's amazing how when a dam has a litter, a good dam has a litter, enough teats fill up with milk to provide for the babies. That's amazing. That's part of the science of it that I love. That's definitely part of the science that I love. Good morning, good morning. Hey, we just on here, man, chopping it up. Just got finished taking my bitch on a morning walk. Any questions about the litter, anything of that sort, you know, go ahead and shoot them out here. Taking a few minutes before I charge on my phone a little bit and get the other dogs out to let them run, and I'll be coming live with that. Yeah, just get the bitches and get the puppies on it. If you want her to fill up with milk all over, you know, just put puppies on them, you know, because that whole motion and that suckling and you know, that pulling of the head back, that will get her started to produce milk in there. All right, but I'm about to open up my form for y'all, or how I log in things when it comes to breeding dogs. I got a video out there called We're Set and Puppy Ready. That's from like 2012, I think. It's from 2012, so it's a little outdated. It's nice and cool out here, VA, today, man. Come on, open it up, docs. A lot of my stuff that I do for my dogs, I log it all into Google Docs. The reason I use Google Docs for my dog stuff is I can access it anywhere. Say, for instance, you're out walking your dog, and you've been logging in your vaccinations and your rabies, and animal control stop you, and all you got is your phone, but you don't have your rabies tag or certificate, and they're bugging you about rabies. All you need to do is pull up your Google Docs right there on your phone. Go to the rabies section. Say, look, here's their rabies number. Here's where it was done. Here's who did it. Now leave me the hell alone. I mean, all that stuff matters. Good morning, Miss Kelly. Good morning, Miss Kelly. When do you consider when a litter is too much for the dam? If they're constantly crying, constantly crying, and the dam is looking around like, what do I do? If nature doesn't take its course, in some cases nature takes its course, and with that being said, that's when a dam has a litter. Nature should wake up in other words. If the dam isn't interested in them, the puppies aren't being fed, it's too much for her. Just remove the bitch and you know, get those puppies fed so they're not crying or fading. but then try to get the bitch to go back in there, you know, and calm her and soothe her to lay down. I notice a lot of times when it comes to these American bullies, because I do get a lot of questions about that, it's too much husbandry that has been done for the dog. So when a dog has a litter and so much husbandry has been done, for some odd reason it throws them off. It throws them really off, man. Like nature is not allowed to do its thing. That's why it's very important. Like even if you get a C-section, in my opinion, it's very important to try to get the puppies on that dam as quick as possible. Because that first suckling of the teats, man, like that takes a bitch into a whole nother level mentally. And I don't think a lot of people really pay attention to that. If you have another litter and it's the first time, then pay attention to that. When she get ready to drop, she drops that first puppy, she kind of looks nervous, you reassure that bitch. But she really doesn't let that puppy nurse too much. So take that puppy and get it onto a tick. Get it onto one. And when you get it onto one, a few things happen. Chemically in her brain, it starts to switch on, I'm a dam now. Secondly, it starts to switch on, I need to start producing milk now. The third thing that it cuts on, and it might not even go in that order, it might go in reverse order, is there's more in here. And puppies actually suckling and making that sound will actually help a dam start to contract to produce out more puppies. You don't believe me? Try it with your next litter. Alright, sales contract, pups to a dog. I need to go to Google spreadsheets. I think a lot of people don't really look at stuff that way. That's why I say I'm really outside the box when it comes to a lot of this stuff. I look at things a little more in depth than the average person. And that's solely because I'm curious. I'm curious as heck when it comes to these dogs. Now, I don't play guinea pig with anybody else's dog. I do it with my dog. That's why on a live video last night I said, damn, I wonder could those stillborns be the result of, you know, something that I fed or I didn't feed. And, you know, I'm just like talking to myself. And there's a couple items inside of the feed that I made for her that I'm going to try to replace. I'm going to either completely erase them from there, or I'm going to try to upgrade the quality of them. Whelping chart. Alright. Check this out. Check this out. Yeah, check this out. Alright, this is the whelping chart. Mason Van NoVACAIN, King Ragnar. Whelping started on 10/10. That was her estimated due dates. The birth order, the time they came out, a dog, a male, the position, the placenta, their weight, remarks about the dogs, dead on arrival. I use dead on arrival for one simple reason: if we have stillborns. Just to let everybody know, it keeps accurate records for me. I'm able to go back and look at each litter to see if they had any stillborns. And also with the stillborns, we also log them in the position that they were born. So puppy 11 and puppy 14 were actually the two stillborns out of that litter. Now the two bottom ones with the question marks, we don't know when they was born. I fell asleep on the couch. I woke up. There's two more puppies. One was stillborn, one was alive. So I checked over it. So you keep all the notes you can. Now this over here, the remarks. The remarks, that's when it gets a little difficult. As the puppies were coming out, I was cleaning them up. I was looking at them. I was screaming out certain remarks, so it helps me remember exactly which dog is which. As the puppies got older, I just kept watching and watching. Now, yesterday is when I actually went back in and I switched this all out. I looked at the puppies very closely. They're all starting to get defined coats themselves. So I went back in and I started to classify each puppy by its color, by its markings, by something special. Now, when you look here, we have a blue fawn with a star on the head. And then we have a blue fawn with mostly white paws. And then we got another daggone blue fawn down here with the mostly white neck. The way I described them, I'm able to go and just look at every single last one of them and find them quickly. They all have a very distinct marking on them themselves. But the crazy part about it, if all three of them came out of the same sack, they would be triplets. If all three of them came out back to back, I would consider their asses triplets, which they wouldn't really be, but they all look that similar. The only difference between those three puppies is the amount of white that they have on and where they have it at. So that's another way to help you, keep track of all that. I'm not that believer in putting pup collars, pup collars on freshly pups. I don't do that. I don't believe in it. And the reason I don't believe in it is I seen bitches who didn't want that on their pups. And I had one bitch back in 2001 when those things were around. She didn't want it on her pup, and I wasn't there to see what was going on. And the bitch tried to shake it off her pup and ended up killing her pup. So the person I had chilling at the time, they noticed that and they got the bitch to go outside because she wasn't letting that person nowhere near the puppies. Got the bitch to go outside with some food and locked her out and went and took all them damn collars off the dog and called me and told me what happened. Alright, so from here we go down and we have our next section, which is the birth order again, and then it's birth weight. And this is where we start to notice if they're gaining weight. So this is all their birth weights. This is the date that we recheck their weight. This is the weight when we rechecked, and this is how much they actually gained. One puppy gained 6 ounces, one gained 3, one gained 3. The one gained 8 grams, 3, 1, 2, 2 ounces, 2 ounces. And then we got the guy down here at the bottom, which we're calling puppy number 12 now. We don't know how much he gained because we don't have a weight on him when he was born. He's one of those puppies when I fell asleep on the couch while on the phone with everybody. I wake up and hey, there's 2 puppies. So what we're going to do is we're going to get him and we're going to watch him closely. And, we'll be able to assess where he is. But his weight, as of yesterday, he was real close to a couple of the other puppies. And what I mean, real close to him, like he's 14 ounces, 2 grams. The first 3 puppies are about that. The big boy is a pound. The girl is right underneath a pound. The next girl is 2 ounces underneath a pound. So they're going to be some nice puppies. And then I got to go back in there and change all that. I got a homie that's helping me out. He's learning as we're doing it. But this puppy number 4, we're going to watch that puppy close. Because it only picked up 8 grams, and I think that's a bitch. Let me see. Nope, puppy number 4. 4 is a dog. 12 ounces. Here. Alright, it's the male with the fawn and star on his head. Let's go find him real quick. Shoes off, no shoes in the whelping area. And there he is. male with the star on the back of his head. Right there. That's the other male that looks just like him. This one has mostly white paws. That one has mostly white neck. You see the difference? But they all look very similar. All three of them. They're all boys. Come on, Bow. Now this bitch right here is big. This bitch right here is pretty. She's the closest one that looks like King Ragnar. She just has way more white. She just, you're choking them babies, ain't you? You choke the babies, ain't you? You choke the babies. Look at that big head joker right there. But yeah, any other questions? Continue to watch the early neurological stimulation. I don't know if I'm gonna go live every night and showing it. I might. I mean, it's not a long process. I get through them pretty quickly. Any questions about that, you guys can ask. When you're watching those videos for the first time, for the second time, a couple things to kind of notice is how calm each time they're exposed to early neurological stimulation, how calm they become. Notice how strong they become. Notice how some of them may become vocal, or some that were vocal may become silent. All of that's very important in the development of the dogs, because you will know which puppies are more vocal, which puppies are more active, which puppies get more height, which puppies, whatever. Early neurological stimulation actually cuts on the dog. So while you're cutting on the dog, you'll be able to see some very different characteristics by each one of them as early as 3 or 4 days. Example, the black and white bitch. We did day 2 of early neurological stimulation where that little bitch becomes vocal. She's very vocal now. Where at first she'd be very quiet with it and kind of subtle. Now that bitch, when she's ready to get to mama, she's screaming. If she can't find mama, she's screaming. Which is an improvement for her. One of the more wiry puppies, Tiny, our smallest one, I got a feeling this bitch is going to be Pocket. And why do I got a feeling this bitch is going to be Pocket? Y'all got to remember, Mei Xiang's dam is damn near Pocket. Mei Xiang's grand dam was Pocket. Is that what I wanted? No, I'm not a Pocket guy. Was I mad that it was Pocket dogs that I had? No, I wasn't mad. I had quality animals. But by using my quality animals, using, the knowledge that I know, going by the old written standards, I decided, hey, I don't want to stay about that height. I actually want to bring my dogs up some. So I did the breeding to bring her up a little bit. So, A-Bay's dam was bred to a dog, brought her height up a little bit. And then we have A-Bay, who was bred to King Kang, which brings the height up a little more. And then we got Mei Xiang, who was bred to King Ragnar, which everybody say they damn near the same height. I'm trying to tell everybody they're not. He's actually going to bring her height up a little more. But he's going to bring her height up a little more, but add bone to it. Because that's what I missed out of the last breeding. The last breeding, the dogs did give me bone, but the bitch that I wanted to have bone didn't have the bone. And the other bitches that I actually sold, one didn't have the thick bone that I wanted, but the rest of them were shorter, so they looked more like A-Bay. And I didn't want to stay on that smaller scale. I wanted to bring my dogs up, so I went the route I went. Now, do I think I got the bone out of this litter? Shit, looking at the litter and how they're developed and how they came out and their bone structure and skull structure on it, I think I'm going to have that bone. I really do. I'm really confident that I'm going to have that bone. Ragnar's a thick bone dog. That fool just finally got his weight back up. Now he's back to not playing around with his food. He's eating. But I think they did a pretty good damn job together. Pretty good job together. She, when it comes to the color, like, he added some of it, but she dominated. She dominated with the colors. Temperament wise, I hope it's about 50-50, but I hope it's a little more Mei Shang style. You know, Ragnar gets hyped and that fool don't know how to control himself. Yeah, I know how to control him. But I like dogs that can naturally control themselves. So that's something that we're actually working on with him. That's something that can be taught. But Sean would cut on, turn up, but you wouldn't even tell it. Like she just gets very, very tall and swollen looking and alert. And she does her job, and all I got to do is say, you know, nah or yeah or whatever it may be, and she'll either cut on or cut all the way on or cut off. So if we get Ragnar to that point, we good to go, because that's a big dude. September, let's go ahead and jump, because I'm going to get off and plug the phone up so I can get everybody out. I got to get the other dogs out. You guys will see some video of them very shortly, of them running. But September 15, 2018, we're going to do Welcome to Virginia. More details will come for that. Start to prepare yourselves, man. Like, come out, have fun. I mean, that's what it's all about. Come out, have fun. I don't care what color your damn dog is. I don't care what breeds you have. Just come out to have fun. Last year's winner was an unpapered dog. Unpapered dog. And it showed out. I think all the winners last year really showed out. I was impressed by some dogs. For real. But I would like to see more dogs come out. I would like to see more people who have bullies come out. Don't get stuck in the hype and chasing all these other people talking about these dogs supposed to be companions. Because what they're trying to say and what they're trying to mean for it doesn't make no damn sense. Let's just keep it 100. It doesn't make sense. If a companion is a pet, if a pet is a companion, if a companion is your dog, if a companion is your human, if a companion means friend, if a companion is a friend, what's the purpose of having a dog just to be a friend? Which is what we all do. Anyway, we all got companions, regardless of what work they actually done. My protection dog, Misha, she stays loose, but not right now because I'm home and Sean is, you know, with a litter, but she stays loose. She protects. You run up in my house, she's going to bite your ass up. But still on top of that, she's still our companion. She's still our friend. She still like to be rubbed. She still like to get treats. We still like to walk her. We still like to work her. Even though we trained her, but she's still our companion. You got dogs like King Ragnar, who's going to shortly be introduced into the world of weight pulling real heavy. His job is going to be weight pull. Let's go out here and have fun. Let's go weight pull. But that doesn't mean he's not my companion. He's still my companion. He's still my friend. He's still my partner. But do y'all get what I'm getting at? Regardless of the purpose my dog is used for, regardless of that purpose, they're still a companion.
Dad,
What?
can you wash my monkey cousin? What?
Go put it in the washing machine. You peeing on your blanket.
No,
You sure what happened to it?
it was in the water
What water?
outside.
You peeing on your blanket. Alright. Put it in the washing machine.
Okay.
You know, regardless, like I said, of whatever task your dog is doing, your dog is still a companion. Your dog should still be considered a parent. If you don't think like that, I don't know what's wrong with you. How is she towards the rest of the pack after she had the pups? Stable? Like, the pack can walk by and they can look in there. And I think, yesterday, if y'all haven't noticed the difference real quick, let me go ahead and turn this around. If y'all haven't noticed the difference, the blind is gone. Yesterday, she was actually trying to get the blind out of there, so I just went ahead and removed it. Yeah, put it on the counter in a second. So once I removed it, she became a little more comfortable, because remember, when she first had the puppies, that first day, she kind of stayed behind the blind. Do y'all remember that? She stayed behind the blind. And then as time went on, hours went on, she started to move the puppies up. By day 2 and really day 3, all the puppies were on the section to where, you can see them. What I noticed is yesterday she was pulling at it. So I removed that for her. She allows the pups, the other dogs, to walk in while this is closed to look. She allows them to look. And she does that. She doesn't get up or anything. But if one of the dogs stays here too long and presses its face on here, she'll come face to face with them right here. Boom. Just letting them know, nah, that ain't happening. But she lets them out. They go out, use the bathroom. They come back in. They still eat here. I'll do that today. I'll show y'all feeding time. They still eat here. And I think she's so comfortable with that, for one. Okay, hold on. For one, she's comfortable inside of this environment here. She knows this is on lock. 2, she knows I'm going to make sure nothing happens to her nor the puppies. I'm their caretaker, and she understands that that's my responsibility. But on top of it all, she knows that we are a very strong unit here. So she's fine with them being out here eating to where she can't see them, and only can see them through the front. She kind of keeps an eye and an ear on them while they're feeding. But she knows as soon as they're done, they're told to leave. So she's not upset. She's not uncomfortable about it. That's real pack mentality. Making them a unit. Making them a unit. Now, when I leave it open like this, she will come and stand here. Her 2 front legs will be on the outside here. And as they walk either in or out, she'll just watch them to make sure none of them turn this way. Her dam came and stopped and turned her head. And she just rose her tail and, pulled the hair up on her back. And the dam saw that. Her dam, A-Bay, saw that and just walked away. Mutual respect. A-Bay understands, hey, there's puppies here. She remembers the sound. She remembers all of that's going on there. She's just curious. Where's my daughter? That's the thing that was interesting. She was like, where's my daughter? She was so concerned about Mei Shang. So I got Mei Shang and A-Bay to go out at the same time, and A-Bay was trying to clean Mei Shang up. So that was very interesting to see. And then Mei Shang came back in and went right back to her puppies. But it's your man, Chris Jones, NoVACAIN Kennels. Let me go ahead and charge my phone up for a few minutes, drink my cup of coffee, go get these other dogs, get out to the field, and I'll be back live so you guys can watch them work. Especially King Ragnar, I decided to these puppies. It's your man, Chris Jones, and I'm out.